Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, how the state's new budget can harm seniors. We'll add up what it will really cost you. Then we'll follow doctor's orders and learn the best way to care for seniors. We'll turn the page to check out what's happening at your local library. Plus, are your teeth telling your age? We'll brush up on how to keep your smile young. And do you know where your Social Security card is?
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. What are some of the most pressing issues that seniors face today? What are the worries that keep us up at night? Recently, I had the opportunity to find out exactly what was on the minds of an audience at Lakeland Community College. I was invited to participate in a discussion with David Shell, the executive director of Breckenridge Village, a not-for-profit retirement community in Willoughby. And David's here with us today. Thanks for joining us.
It's nice to be with you, Armand.
David, we had a great time at Lakeland the other night, and why don't you first explain how the audience was able to actually get involved, which was really unique.
It was wonderful. Dr. Morris Beveridge, the president of Lakeland Community College, actually moderated the program, and we used their system called the Turning Point Response System. Kind of a neat little keypad where the audience could respond with their answers to questions that were posted, and it's anonymous, so you know exactly what's on people's minds, and it's instantaneous. So we were able to get the responses and then answer the questions, as you well know.
It was a little bit like a mini American Idol. You know, we were all clicking in. And what kind of people, who was in the audience, do you know?
Well, all of the individuals were individuals that we had invited just randomly that knew of Breckenridge Village, 65 years and older, and we had over 125 folks in the audience.
Huge crowd. So what were some of the, why don't you tell our audience, what were some of the big concerns that the audience expressed?
Well, obviously, we had asked the audience beforehand what was first and foremost on their mind. So we had a little bit of an idea, and certainly we were talking about the state budget, the concerns about where the general economy is, what's occurring as far as changes in Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, all of the things that are, I think, really weighing on individuals' minds.
It was interesting. A number of people indicated that they thought that they had prepared adequately for their later years, and now they were maybe we're really not ready.
A lot more concerned. Actually, that response to that question was 50% said that they thought that they were prepared at one time and now not quite so sure, and 23% said, I'd like to be a little bit better prepared.
And we had talked about some of the documents people should have, some of the basic, you know, the financial power of attorney, which is the most important document people should have to make sure someone can step in and help them with their finances. And while a lot of the people had financial powers of attorney, they didn't all have all the things in them that they should. So I think we were able to open some people's eyes.
And I thought that was fascinating because it was not only the financial piece, but that preparedness piece.
Absolutely. And then another point that was expressed by the audience was fear of changes in health care that would impact them directly, yes, particularly long-term care. Do you want to comment on that?
Absolutely. I think the concerns, particularly with the state budget and Medicaid, were first and foremost on people's minds. And so planning and talking about that preparedness, doing a little bit of research in the beginning, so important, but a lot of questions on folks' minds.
And people asked a lot about the costs of nursing home care, home health care, how they compared, and you actually made some comments about that.
One of the questions, as you know, is we asked the question, you know, what is one of your concerns, and they said the cost of nursing home. And we shared that many times individuals think that at one time in their life they can do an awful lot of things, but they may not be able to do that in the future. And over 50% said that they'd like to stay in their home and bring in home care, and about 34% thinking a retirement community would be a great option. We were pleased to hear
Absolutely.
that. But then we talked about, if you look at even at $10 an hour to find someone to come into your home, $240 a day just for home care, let alone all of the other expenses expenses related to heat, light, utilities, taxes, coordinating all of that care. So sometimes, although not the best alternative, sometimes a nursing home, because of needs, probably the most cost-effective and realistic alternative.
And with nursing homes, which today could run at least $80,000. Many of them are $100,000 or more, $100,000 a year or more. People, I mean, that's a lot of money, but
huge amount.
When you look at home care for the same 24-hour-a-day care, I know some people are paying a whole lot more than that, double and a half.
You could not manage it, and it's probably not realistic to think that there's family support in individuals or themselves that could do that.
Not for a lot of families.
No.
David, thank you very much, and thanks for a great program, too.
It was good to have you.
Older adults have a lot on their minds, and we need to listen and to respond. My thanks to David Schell for his great help, and if you'd like a free copy of David's booklet, which we're showing on the screen, Thoughts on Retirement, it has some excellent information. Just call the number that's coming up next.
For more information, call Breckenridge Village at 440-942-4342 or visit their website, www.breckenridgeohio.org. Next, healthcare for the senior set. But first, the crew of Apollo 10 looked for comic relief from the serious science of space when naming their spacecrafts, and they caught good grief for their choices. Can you recall the two names they landed upon for the lunar modules? We'll bring the answers back to Earth when we return.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
Good grief. The companion crafts of Apollo 10 were named after good old Charlie Brown and his pet beagle, Snoopy. Their colorful creator, Charles Schultz, even drew up a few mission-minded masterpieces for NASA, and their cost? Peanuts.
We've all misplaced our car keys, or we've forgotten someone's name. Lord knows I do it. But are those momentary brain freezes a sign that true memory loss is going to follow? Christine Nelson's here with a memorable answer to our question and advice on what to do if we forget it. Christine is a geriatric clinical nurse specialist at Lakewood Hospital. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And so, there's the senior moments, and then there's more serious. Is a senior moment the beginning of dementia?
Not necessarily. As we age, it may be considered normal to have the occasional lapse in memory, forgetting where we've placed our car keys or wallet, rarely forgetting that appointment, misplacing things, not coming up with the name or the word right when you want it. But when there are, when there's a regular pattern to changes in memory, forgetting things, repeating, not following conversations, and again, there's a pattern, we should be concerned about that.
Should we all expect at some point to lose our memory?
The short answer is no. As we age, it is not normal to have anything beyond mild memory changes. Significant memory loss is not a normal part of aging. Of course, when we think about memory loss, I'm sure our viewing audience thinks about Alzheimer's disease. Certainly not a normal part of aging. This condition is on the rise. It is a disease of old age, and we are living longer, so we are seeing more Alzheimer's disease. But in the end, we shouldn't equate memory loss with Alzheimer's disease, nor should we assume that it's a normal part of aging.
Right. So, we're seeing some changes. Maybe we're concerned that maybe we're seeing some serious changes, either in ourselves or in a spouse or a loved one.
That's right.
What do we do? What's the first step?
Well, the first step is to try to figure out what is going on, and maybe the first step is a geriatric assessment. Lakewood Hospital has a program called the Senior Care Assessment. We're the most comprehensive program on the Cleveland's west side. Now, having said that, it's also important to talk with one's doctor. I mean, people have a relationship with their doctor, and that's very important. Most of our referrals do come from the primary care physician because over 20 years of providing the service, physicians come to rely on us to meet the needs and these specialized needs of the older adult and some of the time-consuming needs.
But you don't have to have a doctor referral. You can go directly
correct.
to the geriatric
Thank you. You can, anybody can call and make the referral directly.
What happens in a geriatric assessment? Tell us what it's like.
Yes, a geriatric assessment refers to a more holistic, comprehensive assessment of an older person. And always evaluating cognitive abilities. And what does that mean? That's memory, thinking, judgment, reasoning, language abilities, which we can test out during the process. We assess for mood changes, depression. We complete a medication review, physical exam, and because with memory loss and dementia, safety concerns become a concern. We want to know, can a person be still living alone, driving, taking their medications, and so forth.
You ask a series of questions. Are they verbal? Are they in writing?
Actually, it's a little bit of both. When the patient comes in, the patient meets with the nurse and then the physician while the family talks with the social worker. But our assessment involves interview questions, some paper and pencil testing to complete the assessment further. And I think what makes our program unique at Lakewood Hospital is the time that we take to meet with the patient and the family to understand the needs and begin to address those needs over time.
Once someone completes the assessment, then what's the next step, especially if you find that there is a problem?
Well, of course, once we've met with somebody, we would like to see them over time and provide our specialized geriatric care to the patient and the family. We are in no way replacing the primary care physician's role. We really see ourselves complementing the physician's role, and they really have, again, they want us to monitor those changes over time. Ultimately, the goal of the assessment is to understand the memory changes, make a diagnosis of dementia if that's appropriate, begin treatment, and then work with the family and the patient over time to monitor some of the changes that may emerge from the dementia.
Well, the geriatric assessment that you've talked about is just so important, and I appreciate your putting people at ease a little bit, because these are not intended to be difficult, any way humiliating. These are designed to help.
That's right. That's right.
And they do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was a lot of information that we have to remember. If you forgot any of Chris's information, don't worry. You can call the number that's coming up next for more help, more information. Just remember to write it down. My thanks to Chris for joining us today.
To learn more, call Lakewood Hospital Senior Care Assessment Center at 216-521-2228. Next, we've booked the library. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. Learn more about the attack on Ohio's public servants when certified financial planner Jim Lineweaver moderates a discussion with special guest Armin Budish. This town hall briefing for Ohio police and firefighters will take place at the Holiday Inn at Rockside Road in Independence, Thursday, August 18th at 7 p.m. and again Monday, August 29th at 2 p.m. To reserve your seat, call 216-520-1711.
Play ball, name that tune. No, we're not turning into a sports channel or a game show. Those are just two hints to help you guess what items to check out at the Cleveland Public Library. Felton Thomas is here to open the book on two new opportunities that are bound to hit a home run and rock the house with library patrons. Felton's the director of the Cleveland Public Library. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Arm.
All right, let's start with the first clue, play ball. What are we talking about there?
We're talking about our Sports Research Center. And part of our new downtown destination campaign, we opened up a Sports Research Center in our main library downtown.
What's included? What can we see? What can we get?
What you can see is some of the biggest history and interesting things from Cleveland sports teams. So things from the Indians, Browns, Cavaliers, and local high school sports as well.
All right, so let's get some specifics. Jackie Robinson, I understand, you got some stuff there?
Yeah, Jackie Robinson's lawyer actually lived in Cleveland, so he donated to us a lot of Jackie Robinson's affairs that happened after Jackie Robinson finished playing. So some of his details about his funeral and other details about his life after playing are in our archives.
Charles Mears scrapbook. What's that?
We have a Charles Mears scrapbook is a scrapbook that takes histories and box scores from the 1890s. So we have a lot of stories that come from that. We have 50 scrapbooks of history from the 1890s.
All right, Eugene Murdoch's clipping collection.
These are clippings from the 1910 through 1975, and there's some really interesting, not only history of Cleveland, but a history of sports in general from that period. And it's very interesting. I had a story, I was going through there, and there was some Yankee fans that had come in for a game and actually then heard about our Sports Research Center and was going through it and looking through the Murdoch collection and able to see all these stories about the various sports teams in that period in time.
But we don't let Yankee fans into the Cleveland Library, do we?
We let everybody in. We let everybody in.
All right, let's go to special events. Besides this permanent sports collection, you have some exciting special things.
Yeah, we've had a exhibit from on the Negro Baseball League, and we've been able to take number of things from that, and you'll be able to see some of that right here. So it was a exhibit that was brought to us from the American Library Association. So it kind of gave the history of the Negro Baseball League and some of their players, and we were able to have some of the players from the Negro Baseball League come through. And then also we have a boxer, Jimmy Bivens, a Hall of Fame boxer, who's going to be at our library on September 22nd. And so you'll get to hear his history. He actually fought Joe Louis.
Wow. Now I want to switch gears to the Name That Tune clue. Yeah. That's music?
It's My Tunes. My Tunes is a program, and it is a really interesting program that we have going on, really unique. We partnered with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to be able to provide our customers with a really unique musical experience. They'll be able to go online at www.cpl.org, our Cleveland Public Library website, and be able to access a listing of songs from the Sony catalog, over 1 million songs. They'll be able to download them, but also while they're doing this, they can go in and access the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and look at the songs, 300 songs that shaped rock and roll. And we'll have some other interesting things about some of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame artists.
But I want to come back to the downloading. 1 million songs are available for download. Now we can go to iTunes and do that. I think that costs like 99 cents or $1. How much does it cost to download at the Cleveland Library?
It's absolutely free.
Whoa!
So what we've done is we've worked out a program in which every one of our Cleveland customers will be able to go online. They'll be able to download 3 songs per week, and that'd be over 150 songs in a year.
So that could save us $150 a year?
That it could.
And you can pick and choose which songs you want to download. Pick and choose
what you want, from jazz to rock and roll to rap.
And these are songs we would know. These are real songs. These aren't like...
No, these are up-to-date artists. You'll find Beyonce, you'll find Ozzy Osbourne, you'll find country, so a wide variety.
Great. Well, I'd love to talk more, but at the Cleveland Public Library, you can go to the website. You don't even have to go into the library.
You don't even have to go into the...
This. That's fabulous. Thank you, Felton. Appreciate that. The Cleveland Public Library has hit a home run with these 2 additions to their lineup, but don't worry, they still have plenty of books there too. Visit the Cleveland Public Library. I love it. You will too. To find out more, check out the information coming up next.
Find out more by calling the Cleveland Public Library at 216-623-2800 or log on to www.cpl.org. Next, is your smile showing its age? It's time to get up and go. An exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Carver from Breakout Fitness, and today we're going to do an upright row to work our shoulders. You ready, Armand?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. We're going to start feet shoulder width apart, okay? We're going to have our hands right on our thighs. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull the dumbbells up to the top of our chest, keeping our elbows nice and high above our wrist. Drop it back down nice and slowly. Great. Pull it back up for me one more time. Elbows up, keeping them above the wrist and down. Nice, slow, controlled movements. Looks good. Let's keep our good posture there and keep our elbows nice and high, okay?
That's as high as they go.
All right. You're looking good. Right, good job.
They don't go any higher than
right
this.
On.
Maybe they used to.
Now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
Your permanent teeth are supposed to be just that, permanent. But health, habits, and years of hard work can sometimes chew them up. So how do you turn the clock back? Dentist Steve Marsh is here with some biting commentary on how to restore your smile. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
My pleasure, Armin.
So do our teeth just wear out as we get older?
Yeah, that's part of it. An earlier guest today talked about memory loss, and we talked about physical things changing. Well, imagine if you're 72 years old, your teeth all your permanent teeth have come in by age 12 in most cases. So those teeth have functioned for 60 years. They've gone through eating and chewing and all the things we have. So it's inevitable that you have some breakdown over time.
So if we've worn down our choppers, what's next? Are we out of luck?
Well, today we're not out of luck because we have so many restorative techniques we can use. One other thing I want to mention is that one of the things that we can use to combat wear is oftentimes for our patients, our older patients and younger as well, we'll make this sort of night guard. This is for people who grind their teeth, and it's especially valuable for patients who have had a lot of restorative work. We like to use it to protect those teeth. But it's something that can be used for protecting teeth. Also, some people who have sleep problems can wear an appliance. People who have sleep apnea who've really worn their teeth down.
All right. We haven't used this. It's too late. Can we build our teeth back up?
Yeah, we can use a combination of either bonding, crowns, even veneers, and we have some pictures to show.
Let's go through.
That. Okay.
Maybe. Maybe we'll not. There we go.
Well, I just mentioned sleep apnea and sleep disturbances. You mentioned stress in your introduction. This patient was very stressed his whole life. He was in his mid-60s, had worn his teeth down almost as badly as anybody I've ever seen. Sleep apnea also occurs with people who tend to be stocky, have some trouble breathing. And after doing a lot of restorative work, we used a combination of crowns and some veneers to bring everything up to date. And you can see he absolutely has a wonderful smile. He wanted him bright as long as he was doing them. Another thing that sometimes happens is occasionally a person will fall and break a tooth, and that's not really from wear, an accident. This is a patient who was on vacation. A teacher had broken that front tooth. She wanted something instantly. She had to go back to class, so we used some bonding to bring that smile back. So sometimes it's not big and involved. Here's another thing we see a lot of in my office, Armin, people who, I know you love popcorn, one of your favorites. That's what a popcorn kernel can do. You can see it in the before picture. Sometimes it's not just a part of a tooth, but a whole tooth. We rebuilt that tooth with composite and gave him a nice restoration. It also happens from chewing ice.
And you could also get rid of the silver there.
It gives you a chance to build it back. And here's something that I didn't mention that's a very common problem, and that is teeth shift. Whether you're a young kid who just got your braces off or someone in our age bracket, many times this woman came to me. I had done some work on her husband, and for years those teeth had shifted. And we talked about orthodontics. She was in her, again, 60s, and said, what else can you do? We reshaped the teeth. We used porcelain veneers in the front, crowns on the back. And again,
it's amazing. That's the same person.
That's the same person. Thank you for saying that. But a lot of it has to do with the team that we have. We have a wonderful lab that I work with to give that wonderful smile. And when we were done, I should mention that we did put her in a night guard. And another patient who, for years, hated the way his front teeth looked. They had turned and twisted, part of that shifting. And that's just a natural occurrence. And with 4 crowns, we were able to build his smile back. And so you're able to reverse the wear. Fortunately, with today's dentistry, we can do a lot of things.
It's great. Thank you, Steve. Always great information. It's amazing to see the pictures.
Thanks, Armin.
Aging may be inevitable, but losing your smile doesn't have to be. To find out more, give Steve a call. His number's up next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, do you know where your Social Security card is?
We're Gateway Title, keeping life simple. We can make it simple. We've got everything you need. See how easy selling your home can be. We're Gateway Title. We're keeping life simple.
By now, you've all heard about the so-called Ryan plan, the Republican plan to end the current Medicare program and substitute a voucher plan. The Republicans say this is necessary to curb government spending and save Medicare for future generations. The Democrats say this is an extreme proposal to destroy Medicare, and it would leave many seniors unable to pay for health insurance. What's the answer? My law partner Mike Solomon's here with a prescription for a healthy Medicare. Thanks for joining us, Mike. So does Medicare need fixing?
Well, I don't know if fixing is the right word. If nothing is done, Medicare is going to start running out of money by the year 2024. And as you know, with the baby boomers starting to retire, it's going to double the number of beneficiaries. So we have that issue coming up.
So some changes are needed.
Right, right.
So what are the proposals that have been made by our government officials to extend the solvency of Medicare?
Well, some of the proposals, let's say number one is to increase the payroll tax that employees pay to the fund. So right now it's 1.45%, to increase that a little bit. Number two is increase the age you're eligible for Medicare, as they've done with Social Security. Number three is to cut the the payments they're making to healthcare providers. And number four is to allow Medicare to negotiate with the drug companies to lower the prices.
And that fourth one, to negotiate, seems like it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I don't know why the government doesn't have a right to negotiate, the Medicare to negotiate with the drug companies. It could literally save tens, if not hundreds of billions of dollars over the years.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah, billions.
Oh, billions. Yes. Wow. Does the new Affordable Care Act do anything to help Medicare solvency?
Yes, it does. Number one, it's changed the way that doctors and healthcare providers are compensated away to quality. They're going to quality rather than quantity, just the number of times.
And that can save some money.
That can save plenty of money.
Thanks, Mike. Medicare works. It works. It really works. And it should not be destroyed or privatized. Some changes are needed to keep it solvent for decades to come. I thank Mike Solomon for highlighting the key points in these latest proposals.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information, or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us. On next week's show, identity theft is on the rise. We've stolen the best thief-busting tips. Then, a vision aid product you have to see and hear to believe. Is there really a probate-free, income tax-free, and estate tax-free investment? We have the answer. Plus, we'll find out which classic cars are in the race for first place. And don't get caught in a co-signing catastrophe. Until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.